What's going on, guys? This is Jay. Today is Tuesday, June the 16th of 2020, and we're going to go do some work in the garden today. We were in here yesterday. I was looking at the tomatoes. They were looking a little bit high, so what I just did there, I measured them. They have reached their 12-inch length, just like they were projected to. So what I'm doing now, I'm taking this baling twine and I am trellising the tomatoes. The technique that I started out with, I was wrapping the line around the pole and taking it under to lock it into each pole individually. It was taking a little bit more time than the technique that I improve on. And what I'm doing is just pulling some of the taller weeds out around the base of the tomatoes. Do a little bit of work while we're in here, a little bit at a time, and that's how we keep the weeds down. We just work smaller areas at one time and focus all of attention on one area, the area that we're working in, and it goes slow sometimes, but we get it all done and it looks amazing. Usually always is pleasing. At the end of the day, we always sleep well at night, so that's always a plus. And I'm pulling more weeds at that end and continuing the line. It was a cloudy day for the most part. I don't think that we got any rain. I don't remember any rain. So we were in here working under completely covered sky, which was amazing. It's always good. The plants love it. They get plenty of water. We get plenty of shade. And it definitely has its place. Sky come down and he always schools me on a better method on how to do the tomatoes, and he's taking me down the line and showing me a quicker way how to trellis the tomatoes. He's teaching me how to cross the line when it gets crossed up. He's showing me how to uncross it, and he's going to take me down the second row of tomatoes a lot quicker than it took me to trellis the first one, and I will stick to this method because it was very helpful and it saved a lot of time. He's been doing this for a long time, so anything that he says, I'm going to listen with full ears wide open, because then I'm not wasting time. So he shows me how to do the trellis the proper way, or a faster way. Not that I was doing it an improper way, but it saves me time, and I can dig that. Anything that saves time, and you can see how fast he pulled that line down and right over the top, and that second row is pretty much trellised on the first tier. So that was pretty quick compared to the first time when I done it, and I'm going to stick with that method for the rest of the year. It worked out pretty great. I'm pretty pleased with how that method works, and we're going to continue to use it throughout the entire grow year. And I'm excited to see how it's going to turn out, because I've never trellised my tomatoes like this before, and so far it's working pretty well. The trellis doesn't have but one tier of twine on it, but it's working out pretty well so far. The cardboard is working great. It's starting to really come together and look beautiful. And the only problem is we run out of cardboard, and we have to stop when we run out of cardboard. So I might have to look into finding some other locations to get cardboard, because right now we're using it as fast as we can get it, and then a lot of times we don't have a lot of work left to do in a certain area, so we move on and do other tasks. But I'm not mad at it because I've got so many tasks that I don't have time to get bored with it. I just move on and knock another one off the list somewhere else. Farmer's work is never done. And right now, we just got a visit from our good friend Jenny Totten. So that's pretty exciting. I'm not going to release any details about what this means, but at this point, some of our plans have changed. We're going to be putting in some different types of crops, which is pretty exciting. And right now, we're taking her on a tour of our farm, what we got growing on. We're taking her through the cucumbers right now. I always love going through this cucumber patch, and I know I talk about it in probably every video since we put cucumbers in, but it really has me excited. So that's definitely a bonus. We're showing off the tomatoes now, and there are onions coming through the mounds below the tomatoes, so that's pretty cool. All the onions are starting to show up, and that's exciting in itself. So what we're going to do now, we're going to finish laying down the cardboard that we have for the tomatoes until we run out of cardboard. And it comes together and lays down perfectly in between the rows. We pull up the higher weeds from around the sides and remove all the rocks from underneath and use any kind of debris that's around to help hold the cardboard down. And we have since went back when it's rained and it collects water on top, it collects water underneath. We found toads living in here, and when toads come in, they eat some of the pesky insects that we don't want in there. And we found different types of fungus living under the cardboard. There are a couple different species of worms that I've been able to identify living underneath the cardboard, and the worms are going to come in and aerate the soil. I've found isopods underneath the cardboard. They eat the cardboard and they eat any kind of dead debris that is decaying on the surface area of the dirt. So the garden is full of life. I'm going to have to get another video of what it looks like under there in the little micro environment that we have created by adding this layer of cardboard, and how it has definitely helped our garden. We're going to continue to use it all year, and you will get to see this come together just like you're seeing it now, but on a bigger scale. And it makes it all the better for the weeds not to come through, and for the cleanliness of the vegetables. So when it rains, we're not getting mud splashing up on our fruits, and we're not stomping around in the mud too, and it's going to hold water when it rains. So it's definitely bonus all the way around, and I would highly recommend using cardboard or contractor paper or just some kind of base to start for your garden bed. And it's definitely helped with the weeds for sure. Most definitely. We have very minimal weeding to do in this area, and I can't wait till
What's going on, guys? This is Jay. Today is Tuesday, the 16th of
June
2020, and today we're doing a little bit of work in the garden. We just went down through the first 2 rows of tomatoes and put in our trellising line. They are 12 inches tall, so we added our trellising line here, and we added more cardboard to the first 3 rows there. And we're just going to continue as we run out of cardboard to go down and fill in the remaining 2 rows that we have planted out here. And we have beans today. That's exciting news. We had mustard greens come up yesterday, but today we have beans. And that is really exciting because the last beans that we planted didn't do so well. But I'm going to take you in here into the bean patch and show you some of the beans. See if I can get this camera right in here. You see that right there in front of the camera? That is beans coming through. They haven't unfolded yet, but that one is starting to make leaf. So we're gonna have beans here. In the next 40 to 45 days, we'll be picking beans off these beans. We'll be having mustard greens in here. And there's no sign of the corn coming up yet. We just put it in on Thursday, so we're not at a rush on it. We're gonna keep a check on it. And we're gonna see what else we can get done down here today. There's still a few things that I want to get knocked off of my list today. We have peppers at home that are ready to go into the ground this week, just as I knew they would be. So we're going to get them down here sometime this week, and we're going to start working on irrigation. We've been going through some ideas, bouncing around, some thoughts about changing up how we're going to plant block 3. The rest of block 3, and the rest of block 2 in between the tomatoes and corn. I might do a few more rows of tomatoes. We're gonna see how that goes, and I might do a few more rows of peppers, and we might change out block 3 and put some beans at another location. I'm thinking about moving across the road on the other side of Route 52 and putting some crops over there, but we're going to see how it progresses. I'm not going to act on it until it's time to. All of our brassicas are looking strong. Our squashes are looking good, and when we get down into that area, I'll do another real-time video, show you what's going on in there. And this is what it looks like from the other side of the row of tomatoes. We're almost to the end of it. See, we have 10, 20, 30. We have 30 more feet of cardboard to lay in these 3 rows that you see right in front of us, and we'll have these 2 rows of tomatoes completely done on all edges, and then we can move over and focus on the outer 2 edges of these sets of tomatoes. But we're going to jump back into the work, probably kick you back into some more time-lapsey type stuff, and keep rocking it with me. Can you dig it? We're going to take a ride down into block 5. You know, I always have to check on my cucumbers. We're going to have to get in here later in the week and do a little bit of weeding. Just a little bit of work. We're going to use some cardboard and patch up some holes and take care of some of this water weed. But since I'm out of material, that's it. Thank you all for watching. We're going to take that beautiful ride back through the mountain valleys of McDowell County, West Virginia. Hope you guys got something out of it. I hope it was inspirational. Get out there and grow something. A lot of the ideas that I'm using are trial and error, so just keep rocking it with me. If you're feeling it, go on and hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for more content that comes out in the future. And stay safe out there. Can you dig it?